The best way to make friends is to connect with people in a way that makes you feel like a pleasant, bright, influential, and most importantly, charming person. To become charming, you need a well-developed social intelligence, a set of knowledge and skills that help to communicate with others. It is charm that forms the basis of effective communication and the ability to influence others. There is a persistent expression, the secret of charm, but in fact there is no secret here. Anyone can become charming. You just need to learn a thing or two to do this. Charm is the key to successfully interacting with people. Business success is 85% dependent on the ability to communicate productively and use your social intelligence. So, many found Bill Clinton charming. According to those who happened to communicate with him, he is always completely focused on the interlocutor and shows genuine interest in him, even if he realizes that this person does not like him. The charm is not superficial and does not depend on external factors such as a fashionable suit. It's much deeper. Charming people know how to reach out to their interlocutor. They immediately dispose others to themselves, awakening positive emotions in them. They are convincing and adorable. Communicating with them, you feel great, as the Americans say, $1 million. What gives charm to those who possess it? It opens up to them a special approach to people and gives them universal admiration. They are invited to speak in public and are valued as interlocutors, and if necessary, they are easily forgiven for mistakes. Charm is not a magical ability at all. Some are born with him, but most charming people have developed this quality in themselves and learned the art of communication. To become charming, you need to master certain skills that will open the right doors for you. The reward will not be long in coming. Love yourself first. People who respect themselves have high self-esteem. This quality psychologists consider a key personality trait. Self-esteem determines a person's spiritual qualities and affects how he behaves in society. All people are subject to emotions and react to the feelings that others have for them. This behavioral stereotype is acquired in childhood. The reaction to the attitude and behavior of the parents is in children the basis for further reactions to the behavior of other people. Seeking parental approval helps toddlers take the first step towards personal charm. Children seek parental attention, and adults seek special treatment from other adults. By communicating with you, a charming person satisfies this need of yours. He gives you all his attention and sincerely supports you. As a result, you feel appreciated and respected. How to be charming? There are 5 ways to become charming. 1. Accept others for who they are. Try not to criticize anyone. Smile at people to help them build their self-esteem and cheer them up. You don't even need to say anything for this. 2. Show appreciation. It doesn't matter how significant the service you received was. Appreciation is directly related to self-esteem. To express gratitude while showing charm, simply say, "Thank you." Feeling grateful towards other people will boost your self-esteem and help you inspire others. 3. Give people support. Everyone wants approval. By supporting others with your judgments, you confirm that their decisions are correct, and this increases their self-esteem. 4. Be generous with praise. Compliments increase self-esteem. You can tell the interlocutor that he looks good, that he has a great sense of style, and express admiration for his actions or achievements. 5. Be considerate of people. Without the ability to listen carefully, there is no charm. Learning to listen carefully. Emotional intelligence is more important than traditional intelligence as measured by IQ tests. All leaders know how to listen carefully to the answers to their questions. But charming people go further, they listen with compassion. This means that they not only hear the words of the interlocutor, but also make every possible effort to understand them. To learn how to listen better, try to be thoughtful and attentive by asking questions and speaking back. A good listener knows how to paraphrase the words of the interlocutor without distorting their meaning. Studies show that women are better at listening than men, and that they use more brain centers. Men, when processing information, as a rule, perceive only signals of one type. Therefore, in order to become charming, they must work with particular attention on their ability to listen to others. Since men and women have different physiology, you also need to communicate with them in different ways. When a man seeks mutual understanding with a woman, he should listen more than speak, be attentive, show respect, and, if he has a close relationship with her, he should not hide his feelings. A woman who wants to charm a man is encouraged to ask him questions, answering which he will be able to tell about his career and achievements. This will raise his self-esteem, satisfy his fundamental need to feel like a provider and leader. Stage fright. To develop the qualities that provide the key to charm, learn a few new tricks. They are based on two approaches to acting. The first approach, American, is directed outward. The actors study the psychology of their hero and their own, in order to understand what drives them. The second approach, European, is based on movement from the outside. The actor studies the behavior of his character. Then the actors seek to find the corresponding traits in themselves, which helps them to discover the psychological background of the hero's actions. Many self-help courses also teach people to analyze their feelings in order to change their behavior later. Teaching a person to act like they are happy can have a positive effect on how they actually feel. Craftsmanship secrets. Charming people use the following techniques. Make eye contact. Have you ever thought about how often and for how long you should look your interlocutor in the eye? The correct answer is throughout the conversation. Having established eye contact, you should not look too closely so as not to embarrass your counterpart. Use the gaze shift tactic. Look at one eye of the interlocutor, then at the other. While watching TV, notice that in love scenes, actors often look from their partner's eyes to their lips or to the eyes of another character. Bow your head. When you speak, the dog tilts its head in your direction, as if showing that it is ready to listen to you further. People do the same. Slightly tilted head gives charm. In this position, you will look interested, thereby showing that you are listening carefully to the interlocutor. Nod. This gesture confirms your interest in the conversation, demonstrates your agreement with the interlocutor, your enthusiasm. By nodding to someone, you indicate that you have noticed their presence. Listen to yourself. If you have a harsh, monotonous, unpleasant voice, no one wants to listen to you. Work on your voice, add warm, deep, lively notes to it. Practice in front of a mirror or using a voice recorder. Smile. Smiling and laughing show the other person that you enjoy communicating with them. They open the shortest path to charm, lifting your mood and conveying it to those around you. If you want to exude joy and enthusiasm that you don't really feel, try pretending. Fake fun can change your mood for the better. Smiling and laughing help to win over the interlocutor even when talking on the phone. Don't forget to assent. Simple interjections like, aha, and, well, let people know that you are listening to them carefully. These signals encourage the speaker by showing your approval. The same role can be played by exclamations, what are you, how interesting, and others. They show that you are following the course of the conversation and actively take in what you hear. To show even more engagement, tell the other person you think so too. And remember, you need to say all this in the right tone. Language of the body. Your body position also shows how interested you are in the words and actions of others. If you want to be charming, listen to the interlocutor, turning your whole body towards him. To show interest, lean forward slightly. When speaking while standing, keep an eye on the distance between you. If it is not more than half a meter, then you are in the personal space of the interlocutor. The average distance for a business conversation is 1 to 2 meters. If a person prefers to keep at a distance of 2.5 to 3 meters from you, this indicates that he considers you a stranger. Some gestures carry negative information. You should not slide off the chair or turn only your head towards the interlocutor, turning your torso in the other direction. Studies have shown that people get 55% of information from gestures and postures, 38% from intonation and only 7% from the speaker's words. Women are especially susceptible to body language. Remember that your gestures and their meanings can outweigh the content of your speech or even make it completely inaccessible. Starting a conversation. Charming people speak with inspiration and persuasiveness, knowing full well that words are not enough to convey their point of view to others. When the first president of the USSR, Mikhail Gorbachev, first visited the United States, everyone was impressed by his economic and political views. At the same time, journalists noted the unusual power of his gaze. As he spoke, he carefully scanned the room, as if illuminating it with spotlights and looking for those whom he wanted to impress. His gaze seemed to convey some kind of emotional signal addressed to everyone personally. When speaking together, break eye contact with the audience by casting a glance at the other presenter's face from time to time. To avoid the impression that you are distracted, move your gaze from one face to another, at the level of the listener's eyes, and not over their heads. If you want those present to hear you, do not speak too quickly. Hasty speech is more difficult to understand and leaves no room for discussion. Keep track of your rate of speech. Try to speak deliberately slowly. Record yourself on the recorder and listen, changing the playback speed of the recording. Take pauses, they allow the audience to make sense of what they heard, and you to emphasize the significance of what was said. People who are accustomed to speaking quickly feel unnatural trying to maintain a slow rate of speech. Breaking habits isn't easy, but the results are worth it. In addition to pauses, there are other useful tools: speak louder and softer, change the tempo and tone. If you are in close proximity to the interlocutor, if you argue with him or want to convince him of something, try to muffle your voice. Learn to choose the right topics for conversation, avoid platitudes. There is nothing worse than addressing a topic that will end the conversation. You can defend your point of view with charm, but this skill comes with experience. During the discussion, it is very important to keep track of the dynamics of the replica interleaving. Everyone should be able to both ask questions and answer them. Do not allow one person to speak incessantly, preventing others from inserting a word. Everyone loves to talk about themselves, so let them talk. Ask questions to get to know the interlocutors better. Start the conversation with the question words: who, what, where, when, and why. Work on your charm. Be nice and courteous to everyone, show compassion and understanding. Don't judge others. And always keep a smile ready, after all, everyone loves to be smiled at them. About the authors: Brian Tracy is a consultant, business coach and speaker who has worked with over 1,000 different companies. Author of many best-selling books such as Focus Point, Eat the Frog, and Goal Achievement. Arden is a former actor and filmmaker currently teaching public speaking skills.